introducing the current heavyweight champion, Boxing Perez.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear.
And now introducing Nathan Basham, aka The Destroyer.
Hello, Boxing Perez. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
And is there any thoughts on your opponent so far?
Not much. I mean, he's not even here right now. I mean, I can see him in spirit, but I doubt he's going to show up to the fight.
What would be your reaction to him not showing up to the fight at all, knowing he hasn't shown up to the weigh-ins or previous press conferences?
I mean, if he's not even going to show up to step on a scale or even just to talk to a couple questions, I don't think he's going to show up to throw some punches.
All right, interesting. And
considering that your opponent hasn't shown up as of recent, what do you think his plans are? Do you think he's training? Do you think he's just slacking?
I don't think he's doing anything. I think he's just saying he's going to fight me so that he can get some clout off my name. He can get recognition.
And what would be your tactic if he does show up for your fight?
I don't really have a game plan for him. I just know that he's going to lose. I'm going to fuck his shit up. Hopefully knock him out.
Hey, can we get some predictions for some of the fights later taking place like Games and his fight, Spades and his fight, and Santiago and his fight?
I think Games will knock Alvarez out in the second round. I think Spades and Krinkle. That'll going to be even. I have no predictions for that. I'm just excited to watch that one. And I think Santiago versus Madison. That's pretty close, but I think Santiago can hold the edge on that one.
Do you have any predictions for your fight?
My fight,
If he happens to show up, what would be your predictions?
I don't have many predictions. I know that if he hits me, it's not gonna do anything. I doubt he's gonna hit me. I just know I'm gonna fuck him up. Like he's gonna be bleeding.
Would you say a first round knockout?
First round. No, I want to hurt him. So I'd take it to the third round.
As of COVID-19, training have you ever been slacking on any training due to the illness, or are you still pumping iron?
I have a heavy bag at home, so I train on that. But that's pretty much all I can do. I can just train on a heavy bag, and that's all I can do.
All right, thank you for your time, Boxing Perez. We wish you the best of luck on your fight, and can we have you pose with your opponent?
Oh.
All right, thank you guys for your
Thank you very much.
time.
And now introducing the God Punch IAA.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Hello, IA Games. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really good today. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Now, let's get right to it and ask you, what are your predictions? You have a thing to predict your opponent's fate in your matches. What do you think is going to happen out there?
Well, what I think is going to happen by the first round, I'm going to do at least 3 God punches, and by the second round, it's going to be over.
All right, so you were expecting a second round knockout?
Yes.
And what's your mindset knowing your opponent hasn't shown up to any of the conferences or weigh-ins?
Honestly, I'm really disappointed, but at the same time, I get it. But it really sucks that he doesn't show up.
What is your thoughts on the whole COVID and stuff? How has it affected? What do you think?
Corona, I don't even know it. Fuck the COVID. Fuck all this. It's bullshit.
Has this affected your training in any style?
No, not at all.
Can we get some predictions for the other matches that will be taking place?
Well, I think for Spades versus Krinkle, Spades is going to knock him out. That's a fact.
Do you have any predictions in that round? What round?
Well, I think by round 3, during midway, knockout.
What about your predictions for Madison and Santiago?
So what I think is going to happen versus Madison and Santiago, right? First round, okay. Second round is cool. Third round, Madison's going to eat his butthole. Swear to God.
So you're saying Madison wins third round TKO.
Yes.
What about your predictions for Prez and Basham?
For Perez
Snail.
and Basham, I honestly think that Perez is going to take this by the second round by technical knockout.
Very interesting predictions for you. And what about the other match, Prince?
Well, Prince, honestly, think that Prince has a lot of potential. He could really take it off if he really wanted to.
All right. And one last time, what is the significance meaning behind your cowboy hat today?
So, after watching the Conor versus Cowboy fight, it really hurt seeing him lose like that. So, out of respect, I started wearing cowboy hats for him.
Is he a close friend? Do you train with him? Do you know him?
He's a close something. Can't really say much, but he's a close something.
All right. Thank you for your time. And if we could have you pose off with your opponent. Thank you for your time, IA Games.
And now introducing the praying mantis Santiago.
Hello, Santiago. Thank you for showing up this wonderful evening. What are your thoughts so far on your opponent Madison and his current status with Crash?
I mean, you know, Madison was, we were pretty all right in the beginning, you know, and he started talking shit, started being a little bitch. Now he doesn't even show up.
Hey, what do you think these tactics are doing for him? Do you think this is like a mind tactic he's doing, not showing up? Do you think he's scared? What do you have to say about this?
I honestly think that he's just slacking it. Like, he's not training, he doesn't have any motivation, he doesn't have a drive for it no more, but, you know, some people just snap.
Do you think him not showing up is affecting your main event and its stakes and its hype?
I think the hype is gonna start declining as soon as he does not come. Like, ever since he didn't show up to the weigh-ins, and now this press conference, I think our spotlight has been taken by CJ Spades and his opponent Crinkle. So,
Is there anything you have to say about that match, CJ Spades versus Crinkle?
honestly, that's probably gonna be one of the most exciting matches between me and Madison and everyone else fighting. That's gonna be amazing. Honestly, I want a shot at that title.
You are asking for a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see if there's any news coming from that. And what is your predictions for the other matches taking place on this card?
I honestly think that IA Games has it, bro. He's the strongest fighter in Crash history. As of Boxing Perez, I think he's gonna take it as well. First, I think Prince might take it as well. He's pretty experienced, you know. He has adrenaline, you know. He's got that spirit. As of CJ Spades and Crinkle, I really don't know. I can't tell you about that. But honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Crinkle.
And what do you think CJ Spades or your other trainees would be have to say
Honestly,
about that from
CJ
Wild
Spades
Ones?
can suck a dick, bro. Like, he's been slacking it, you know. He's getting on my nerves recently, and especially with that title, man. Like, I just want a shot at him again.
All right, thank you for your time, Santiago, and we wish you the best on your match in May 9th. And now, if we could have you pose with your opponent. All right, thank you, Santiago, for your time.
Now introducing CJ Spades. And now introducing Crinkle Cut.
All right, how are you two doing today?
Good. I'm doing really good.
All right, Max, how do you feel about Spades being ranked higher on the pound-for-pound rankings?
To be honest, it's not a big surprise to me. After all, fighting for the second title is a pretty good experience for me.
All right,
This question goes for the both of you. How do you guys think you guys improved from the last time you guys had a match?
I've definitely improved in terms of my speed and dodging abilities, and I think I've improved there.
To be honest, through training and all my other fights, I feel like I've been more presentable, and I've been able to work on my speed, swinging, and rocking and rolling through the whole thing.
All right, for both of you, how do you feel the weight difference for Spades makes a difference in this fight?
I don't think the weight difference is gonna be a factor in this match. It wasn't a factor for Gallegos. It showed more improvements than anything, and it's probably gonna show better improvements in our rematch than in our first match.
In my opinion, weight honestly has nothing to do with it as long as it's a reasonable difference, and it can sometimes be more of a letdown sometimes if you don't know how to control it.
This question also goes for the both of you. Compared to all the other matches in Crash history, where do you think this will go?
This will be the best match of Crash in general. When you look through all the matches, we just did a top 5 matches of all time. I took the prize for that one with fellow Crash member IA Games. This is going to be the best match. This will top that match.
As in looking at the match, to be honest, it's just another way of looking at it of another fight and how big it's going to get. This is probably going to be very, very hype. So in my opinion, I think it's going to be a good one.
All right, for both of you, how have you guys been training any differently for this rematch?
Oh yeah. I've trained. Last time I just trained to slug it out with them. This time around, I've been training on speed, cardio, all of that, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be a showstopper. That's for sure.
So with my training, definitely during the fight, I will probably I wouldn't say steal the show, but I'm definitely my agility and my power, speed, everything else that's been going through. I've been putting in mad work hours to the whole thing, so it's definitely going to improve me.
So this question goes for the both of you again. Compared to Santiago and Madison, both of you were very respectful. What do you have to say about that?
That's really a shame what happened to them, because if you look back, their first match, they were really respectful, and to also to our respective trainees, we're their trainers, and this event's going to be a trainer versus trainer, student versus student, and it's a shame that our students really couldn't show as much respect as we show towards each other.
To be honest, I think respect plays a big factor in everything that's going on, and especially in their first fight. Everything has to do with just being able to look at your opponent with a straight face and just say, it's going to be a good fight. It's the whole meaning of it.
All right, for both of you, what can you do different in this fight than the last one?
I look back on our first fight. The differences I spotted in myself is I was really sloppy out there in terms of the style that I was using, and what I'm going to be doing different in this match is using a different type of technique and style, and not be too sloppy, not be too reckless with my cardio. That's what I'll be doing out there.
This pound for pound match, I think it's definitely once we're out there, it's I noticed the last time counters weren't that good, but now I'm gonna have a spot on, and there's no doubt in my mind that I will be hitting back.
This question goes to CJ Spades. Spades, your opponent has fought for the title once before. Now he's fighting for it again. Do you think that's gonna change any outcomes?
No, I don't think that'll change any outcomes, but I do gotta say that there's definitely something to be shown there and to be proved, because he has fought in a 5-round match. He's one of the only 2 people so far in Crash to have done that, and I don't think that'll be quite of a factor for me.
All right, with all the questions asked, please ask you two to face off. All right, thank you for your time.